Hi children, this is Sudhir Kumar. Today we are discussing applications of Biot Savatla. Biot Savatla part 2. So before going to see this video, I want you people to view Biot Savatla part 1 so that you can follow easily. So let us see what is Biot Savatla. So this is a current carrying wire. Current carrying wire produces magnetic field. Consider a small element of this wire whose length is dl. Current I is flowing throughout the wire, therefore the element also will have the current I. You will call this as a current element. You know, a current carrying wire produces magnetic field, hence the current element also produces the magnetic field. Let dB, where V is the magnetic field induction, you know it is measured in Tesla or Weber per square meter. dB is a magnetic field intensity produced due to the current element dl, which is given by Biot-Savart law. This is the equation. R is the distance of the point where you are determining the magnetic field from the element, current element. I is the current in the element. dl is the length of the element. Theta is angle between dl bar and r bar. So r bar is this. dl bar is taken in the direction of current only. This is dl bar, this is r bar. Angle between r bar and dl bar is theta. Now, this is an equation from Biot-Savart law. We are going to use this equation and derive some more formulas due to the current carrying wires only of different shapes. Now, if this wire is made into a straight wire, so I would like to determine the magnetic field due to this wire which is made straight, let us assume, and due to this wire at a distance r, I want the magnetic field at this point. So I want to derive an expression. So magnetic field due to a straight wire carrying the current. So we will be applying Biot-Savart law. Now if this is a straight wire, this dx bar, see here I have taken dl bar, here I have taken dx bar. So due to this current element dx, at a distance r the magnetic field is dB. So this is r bar, this is dx bar. Angle between r bar and dx bar is phi. Here I have taken theta, here I have taken phi. That is the only difference. There it is dl, here it is dx. Because it is more convenient for deriving the expression. So in this construction part, now before we derive a formula that is a magnetic field induction due to a straight wire, the construction part is drop a perpendicular here. This is a perpendicular. Let this distance is small d. That means where you are determining, the point where you are determining the magnetic field due to this straight wire, that point is at a distance d from the wire, that to perpendicular distance. Now from this point, the distance of the element is x. That means I have considered an element dx at a distance x from the point where a perpendicular is dropped. X is the distance of the element, current element of the wire that is chosen at a distance x where X is the distance from a point where a perpendicular is dropped. This everything comes under constructed part. So let this angle is theta now. I am taking theta here. Now let me apply same formula. dB is a magnetic field due to an element, current element dx. Then according to Biot-Savart, then the dB is given by mu naught I dl. Here dl means dx. Sin theta. Sin theta means sin phi, because I have taken phi here, angle between r bar and dx, divided by 4 pi into r square. Let it be equation 1. Equation 1. So what I will do is now, I will eliminate this dx, I will eliminate this phi. Why will I eliminate means I want to bring this equation which is suitable for integration. Let us see. From this right angle triangle, sum of the two interior angles is equal to exterior angle. So this phi must be equal to 90 plus theta. This is one equation, I can substitute that in the place of phi. I want dx. I will take tan theta from this triangle. Tan theta is nothing but x by d. From this equation, x is equal to d tan theta. But I want dx, so differentiating on both sides. This perpendicular distance d is constant here. Okay? So therefore, differentiating on both sides, dx is equal to d into tan theta differentiation, secant square theta, d theta. Differentiation is completed, I got dx now. I can substitute dx there, but let me eliminate secant square theta also, and then I will substitute. So what is secant theta from this triangle again? You know cos theta is nothing but d by r, secant theta will be r by d. Since secant square theta will be r square by d square. So substitute here now. You will be getting it as dx is equal to d into secant square theta means r square by d square into d theta. 1d is gone. Therefore, this d theta is equal to, dx is equal to r square by d into d theta. This is equation 3. Now I will substitute equation 3 and equation 2 in equation 1. Let us see what happens to this equation 1 now on substitution. So I will be getting dB is equal to, so mu naught I by 4 pi r square I will write as it is. Mu naught I by 4 pi r square. Dx is this. Let me write sin phi also first. Sin phi 90 plus theta, you put it here. Sin 90 plus theta is cos theta. Then I will substitute dx. Dx is r square by d into d theta. R square is gone, so one variable is gone. Then I have mu naught I by 4 pi d into cos theta d theta only now. So therefore dB is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi d cos theta d theta. So this is a final equation. See, if you are taking element dx, this dx can be taken anywhere. This x is a variable distance. So dx, 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 dx. For any position of dx, perpendicular distance is constant. So d is constant. But as the position of dx is changing, theta changes. So theta is variable. Current is constant. So there is only one variable now. Now it is suitable for integration. Why do we integrate? I'll tell you. This dB is a magnetic field due to the element dx, current element. But I want magnetic field due to this total conductor. So there are so many dx elements you can consider here throughout the wire. Each dx will contribute its magnetic field there. So if you want a total magnetic field, I have to sum up all the magnetic fields produced by the elements dx throughout the wire. So therefore I have to integrate. Summing up means here integrating dB, I will get the B, which is total magnetic field due to this wire. Okay. So I want magnetic field here, B, which is integral dB. Limits of the integration. So the dx will start here, dx, dx, and end here. So this is a starting point and this is a ending point. So what is the limits of theta? Theta is variable here, isn't it? Perpendicular distance is constant for each element dx. So I will take this as one limit. This is one limit. Because I have to start here and go that side. So let this angle is theta 2. So another limit is this for theta. So join here also. This angle is theta 1. This is clockwise positive, this is anti-clockwise negative. Therefore, as you are taking the elements dx starting from here and ending here, the theta varies from minus theta 2 plus theta 1. So the limits will be minus theta 2 to plus theta 1 will be the limits. So this is equal to, I will substitute dB here right now. Anyhow, mu naught and I and 4 pi d are constant. So if the integration is done for only cos theta d theta, because that is the variable here. So I can write it as mu naught I by 4 pi d integral minus theta 2 to theta 1 cos theta d theta. That I will be getting here. So therefore B is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi d integral of cos theta is cos theta d theta, integration is sin theta. Limits are applicable from minus theta to plus theta 1. So let us apply the limits now. B is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi d, upper limit minus lower limit. Upper limit is theta 1, so sin theta 1 minus lower limit. That means minus sin of minus theta 2. Sin of minus theta 2 is minus sin theta 2. Already one minus is there, so minus into minus plus sin theta 2. That's it. So this is the magnetic field. This is a magnetic field B, magnetic field induction or intensity of magnetic field at this point due to this whole wire. This dB is due to this only small element, but due to this whole wire I want the magnetic field, that is B. And direction of the magnetic field. Right hand thumb rule you will apply. This is a current carrying wire, this is the direction of current and this will be the direction of magnetic field. So this is a direction of current hold your conductor like this, magnetic field will be inward. So here the magnetic field is inward. So the magnetic field is inward. So this is an expression due to a magnetic field due to a straight wire. Here important point, what is D? D is a perpendicular distance from the wire where you are determining the magnetic field. Very, very important. What are theta 1 and theta 2? Join a line from one end of the wire. So it makes an angle theta 1 with D. Join a line from other end of the wire. It makes an angle theta 2 with D. So these are the theta 1, theta 2 and D. These three are very, very important whenever we apply this equation. Okay, please take down. We will go to the application of this now. This is derived from Biot-Savart law. Again from this we will do some more derivations. Take down. So let us apply this formula which I derived now in these two cases. So this is an infinite wire. This is very long wire having current I. What you have to do is, you have to determine the magnetic field at a distance D here. What is the magnetic field? You have to determine. This is a perpendicular distance. So of course, this is a perpendicular distance here. In the formula I am telling. D. Then theta 1 and theta 2. See, generally you have to join a line from one end to here. So I have to join a line from one end to here. But this is going to infinity, isn't it? So what happens? This theta 1 here goes on increases, goes on increases, goes on increases. That is going to infinity. So this theta 1 becomes a 90. Similarly, theta 2 is here. I have to join from one end to here. So I am joining here. This is theta 2. This is going to infinity. It's going like this. So theta 2 also becomes a 90 degrees. So in this case, theta 1 and theta 2 both are equal to 90 degrees. So I will apply that formula now. So B is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi D, where D is a perpendicular distance to the point where we are determining the magnetic field induction. So theta 1 and theta 2 are 90, sin 90 plus sin 90, that is 1 plus 1. This is 2, 2 1s are, 2 2s are. So magnetic field is mu naught I by, it becomes now 2 pi D. So the direction of the field is inward because this is the direction of current, and right hand the thumb rule you are applying, magnetic field is inward. So it is inward. So this is the next case I am coming. So remember all of you, for infinitely long wire at a perpendicular distance D, the magnetic field is given by this relation. You need not remember this. You remember that equation and apply it here. Understand? So infinite wire from one end it seems. So I will take infinite wire only, like this. But it is infinity at one end. Other end is not extended to infinity. It will have some ending point here. But anyhow, I want the magnetic field from this point. I want a magnetic field here. The perpendicular distance D. So the magnetic field B, magnetic field induction, at a perpendicular distance D from the infinite wire, but from one end of the wire, it is one side only, infinity. So what happens now? Here alpha becomes 90 here. See all of you, this is alpha. So alpha is becoming 90. So beta means somewhere here it will come like this. But there is no wire here, so it will close here. So beta has become 0. That's what alpha means, theta 1 and theta 2. So theta 1 has become 90 degrees and theta 2 has become 0. So this theta 1 is 90 degrees and theta 2 is taken as 0 degrees. So substitute here. So this formula, magnetic field mu naught I by 4 pi d sin 90 sin 0. So therefore this becomes now mu naught I by 4 pi d only, because mu naught I by 4 pi d into 1 is mu naught I by 4 pi d only. Observe the difference. If you multiply by 2 here, you will get this. Anyhow, at a perpendicular distance d from one end of the wire, this is a magnetic field, and magnetic field due to infinitely long wire, infinity on both ends, and this is a magnetic field. Okay, this is 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 into something is same. So don't confuse there, okay? So two cases we did. So take down this. Okay, that another case I am taking. We want magnetic field on the wire. So I'll apply directly Biot-Savart law here, not the derived formula. Even that formula is also derived from Biot-Savart law. What is Biot-Savart law? So I'll be taking a small element here, dl bar, having current I. Say for example, I want magnetic field somewhere here. Okay, I want magnetic field on the wire only, no? So I will take one point here like this. So here I want magnetic field, dB. Magnetic field due to this element, here magnetic field I want. But this everything is wire only. What is Biot-Savart law says? dB is equal to mu naught I into dl into sin theta divided by 4 pi into r square. Biot-Savart law directly. So remember, angle between this r bar and dl bar is theta. Okay, dl bar is here only. Where is r bar means I want a magnetic field here. So I'll be joining one line here now. I'll be joining one line here. This is r bar. Because the point where you are determining magnetic field, that distance is r no. I want to determine magnetic field on the wire only. So angle between dl bar and r bar is how much now? 0 degrees. So sin 0. So dB is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi r square into dl into sin 0. So the magnetic field is 0. So due to this element, magnetic field at this point dB is 0. So then what is integral dB? The total field. That is also 0. So magnetic field due to this total wire at this point is 0. See this concept where you are determining the magnetic field, I can take here also, somewhere here. Somewhere here also I can take. So this is a point on the line. So not only on the wire, on the line of wire. On the line of wire, everywhere the magnetic field is 0, which is very important. I am going to apply this now in this. Check. And one more previous formula also. So this is infinite wire on both sides and having a current I. So this will be producing magnetic field in surrounding region. But I want magnetic field somewhere here. So, but I will consider these two, this one as a first wire I will consider, this one as a second wire I will consider, and then let us find the fields. Magnetic field due to this first wire. See, this are same. So, due to this wire, the magnetic field here is 0. So, at this point, this B is equal to sum of the fields. Okay. Sum of the field produced by the first wire plus field produced by the second wire. So, but already I am saying that B1 is 0 because this point is on the line of this, on the line of the wire, this concept. So, this part you can omit now. Take this part. Now, this part is infinite on one side but other side is not infinity, it is ended here. So from one end of the infinite wire, at a distance d, what is the magnetic field? That is B2. Just now we did, I think, in previous case. Theta 1 is 90, theta 2 is 0, I think, right? Yes. So you will get 4 pi d. Sin 90 is 1, sin 0 is 0, 1 into something. So this is the magnetic field due to this wire at this point. Inward or outward? See, let me apply this rule now. This is a thumb. So right hand thumb rule I am applying. Thumb is indicating the direction of current. Then I want the magnetic field here. So it is outward here. Outward. So the magnetic field at this point is now this much because this is 0. So like this we are applying this formulas here. Take down, we'll go to the next cases now. Let us consider now these two cases. So now the wire is no more straight. This wire is bent in the form of a triangle. That too equilateral triangle. The current is passed like this. Each side of the triangle is A. Therefore, this wire will produce a magnetic field in this surrounding vicinity. My aim is to determine the magnetic field at the centroid. Due to these 3 wires I want. So let me name this as, this is A, this is B, this is C. 3 pieces, A, B, B, C, C are the 3 wires. So I will determine the magnetic field here due to the wire AB first. So magnetic field due to the wire AB first. See, whenever you are determining, you are applying a formula mu naught I by 4 pi d into sin alpha plus sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. D is a perpendicular distance. So please identify that first. Then theta 1 and theta 2 you identify. So after determining or identifying a perpendicular distance d from the wire and theta 1 and theta 2, you substitute. That's all. That is how this criteria lies. So this point I want perpendicular distance now. So this is a perpendicular distance. This is a perpendicular distance. This d is not given. We have to find it out because I want to substitute in the formula. Next, theta 1 and theta 2. Join a line from one end to this point. Join a line from other end to this point. So, these angles are taken as theta 1 and theta 2. And either side of the D you have to take. Either side of the D. So, theta 1, theta 2, D I have to determine. Let me find now. So, in order to find this perpendicular distance, this is equilateral triangle now. This is 60, 60 and 60. And this is a bisector. This will be 30. So, I will take tan 30 now from this triangle. How much is tan 30? 1 by root 3. Tan 30 is nothing but opposite side by adjacent side. Opposite side D. Adjacent side is half of this side, no? That is A by 2. A by 2 means 2 will go to the numerator. So, what is D from this now? D. A by D is nothing but A by 2 root 3. So, I got perpendicular distance of this point from the wire. So, one part is over. Now, theta 1 and theta 2. See, this total angle at the center must be 360 degrees. So, this must be 120, 120, 120 you will get if you join a line here. Otherwise, you can do one thing. This is 30, this is 90, this has to be 60. Similarly, this is 30, this is 90, this has to be 60. So, therefore, theta 1 and theta 2 both are equal to 60 degrees. Now, I will come to the formula. So, the magnetic field at this point due to the wire AB, I will call it as B1, okay? What is the formula? Mu naught I by 4 pi d. D is a perpendicular distance. It is very much here. A by 2 root 3. A by 2 root 3. Into sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. That means sin 60 plus sin 60. That is root 3 by 2 plus root 3 by 2. So 2 times root 3 by 2. So this 2 will get cancelled here. Root 3 into root 3 is 3. 3 2s are 6. So the magnetic field I'll be getting as mu naught I by 4 pi d into 6 I'll get. Into 6. So this is a field due to only this wire and d. So field due to this wire and due to this wire also must be taken and the total field must be added up here. So but these three will produce identical field. See, this is producing here inward field. You can check. Inward field. This is also producing inward field. This is also producing inward field. All the three conductors are producing inward field. And all the three conductors produce same field. So what happens now? Suppose if this total quantity is x, x due to this, plus x due to this, plus x due to this. Because all the three fields are inward only. So sum of all these three fields. So this field is inward. This field is also inward. This field is also inward. All the three fields are inward. So if this total quantity is x, x plus x is 3x. Fine. So 3 times this. So total field at this point now here will be into 3 I have to make 18 I'll get. Mu naught I by 4 pi d into 18. Generally 4 pi d we won't disturb. That is a magnetic field. Now you try here now, here also. So let me name this as A, this is B, this is C, this is D. I want the magnetic field at the center of the square loop having current. So first I'll take wire AB. I'll take the wire AB and I'll determine the magnetic field here. And similarly due to BC, due to CD, due to DA also same fields you will have. As you have multiplied by 3 here, you have to multiply by 4 there. But before that, applying this formula, what is perpendicular distance and what is alpha and what is theta 1 and theta 2 you have to determine. So this is a perpendicular distance, D. You know that D is equal to A by 2 because it is half of the side. Join a line from here. Join a line from here. This is theta 1, this is theta 2. Definitely that is 45 because this is total angle is 90, this is a bisector, this is 45 degrees. This is 45 and this is also 45. Because this is A by 2, this is A by 2. Isosceles right angle triangle. So theta 1 and theta 2 both are equal to 45 degrees. Therefore the magnetic field due to the wire AB now at this point is B1. Mu naught I by 4 pi d. Okay, D is A by 2. This D is A by 2, half of this. So sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2 means sin 45 plus sin 45. 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2, 2 by root 2. So root 2 will go here, root 2 times. Therefore, the magnetic field at this point due to this wire is mu naught I by 4 pi a into 2 root 2. Same story. If this is producing inward field, this is also producing inward field, this is also produces inward field, this is also produces inward field. So like this 4 fields are produced, therefore I have to into 4. So B1 is equal to, multiply this by 4 and 2 root 2 into 4. So this is a magnetic field at this. Of course, all are producing inward fields. Please take down. Let me take this hexagonal wire. So this is a current carrying wire only, no doubt. So wire is current is flown like this. Wire is bent in the form of hexagon of each side A. I want magnetic field at the center. Due to this whole wire loop, there are 6 sides. We will consider one wire first. So as we did, we name them now A, B, C, D, E, F. This is A. The magnetic field at this point due to the wire AB I will find first. Let it be B1. Let the magnetic field is B1. So I will apply formula mu naught I by 4 pi d into sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. So I have to identify what is d and what is theta 1 and theta 2 here also due to this wire AB. Remember, hexagon always forms an equilateral triangles inside. 6 equilateral triangles it will form. Hexagon will form 6 equilateral triangles inside. So this is A, this is A, this is A, this is A, this is A. All are equilateral triangles. So now I am considering this wire AB now. Magnetic field due to this wire AB at this point is B1. Perpendicular distance first. Perpendicular distance. So this is a perpendicular distance. So perpendicular distance is nothing but height of equilateral triangle. Am I right? So the perpendicular distance, height of equilateral triangle, root 3a by 2 is the height of equilateral triangle. Next, alpha, theta 1 and theta 2. Join a line from one end of the wire. Join a line from other end of the wire. On either side of the D, I have to take theta 1 and theta 2. So this is theta 1 and theta 2. So this is an equilateral triangle, this is a bisector, so this is 30 and this is 30. So I will take theta 1 and theta 2 are equal to 30 degrees. So the magnetic field due to the wire AB is B1, mu naught I by 4 pi d. D. D is a perpendicular distance, root 3a by 2. 2 will go to the numerator into sin 30 plus sin 30, that is 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2. Okay, I will write here what is it. Therefore, the magnetic field here is given by 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 is 1. So, mu naught I by 4 pi a. 4 pi a, that is 2 by root 3, I will get 4 pi a into 2. That's it. 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 is 1. So this is field due to one wire. So this is produces inward field, this also produces inward field, this also invert, this also invert, all are producing inward fields only. So there are 6 fields like this. All are inward. So into 6 I have to do. So the total field will be into 6. So therefore the field is mu naught I by 4 pi a. This is 2 by root 3. Let me write 3 into 3 2s are 6, no? Yeah. Root 3 will go root 3 times. 2 2s are 4, root 3 I will get. So the magnetic field is mu naught I by 4 pi a into 4 root 3, that to inward field. So that is the total field. Take down. So this is another important problem. This is infinite wire, no doubt. Infinity this side, infinity that side. An infinite wire is bent at some angle alpha. The vertex angle is alpha. I have taken one case, no? Infinite wire is bent at right angles, we did. This is not right angle, some angle alpha. And from the vertex at a distance r, from the vertex at a distance r, what is the magnetic field? So I will consider this as wire 1, this as wire 2 separately. This is first wire, this is second wire. The magnetic field due to the first wire here is B1, I will calculate first. Then due to second wire it will be similar. So before you apply formula mu naught I by 4 pi d, what is d? mu naught I by 4 pi d into sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. What is d? And theta 1 and theta 2. Am I right? So at this point you want magnetic field due to this wire. So perpendicular distance I want. Not this R. This is not perpendicular distance from the wire. So I should drop a perpendicular here now. So let me drop a perpendicular. This is a perpendicular and this is D. So that D I want. So I want magnetic field at a perpendicular distance D from infinity wire from one end. So what is this D now? If this is alpha, you know, but this is alpha by 2. You know, this is a right angle triangle. So sin alpha by 2 is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. Therefore, what is D here now? D is equal to R sin alpha by 2. Over, D is over. Now theta 1 and theta 2 I want. So, if this is D, join line from one end and join line from other end. So, one angle is theta 1 and other angle is theta 2 we can take. So, I have already one line is joined here. So, let me take this angle as theta 1 for example. How much is this angle? This is 90 degrees. This is alpha by 2. How much will be this angle? 90 minus alpha by 2. So, I have to join one more line here. But this line is going to infinity. So, when it is going to infinity, the other angle theta 2 can be taken as 90 degrees. So, now the magnetic field due to this wire is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi d. D. D is here very much. R sin alpha by 2. Into sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. Sin theta 1 is this. Sin 90 minus alpha by 2 is how much? Cos alpha by 2. Plus what is other angle? Theta 2, 90 degrees. So sin theta 2 means sin 90, that is 1. So this is a magnetic field due to this wire here. Inward or outward? Let me check. See, this is a wire, this is a thumb. So magnetic field is inward. See, this also produces inward field. Same field it will produce. So two fields must be added. So your answer is total field is now into 2. Multiply this. So like this we have to solve the problems now. Okay.